Hello everybody and welcome to this short video on sales funnels. Now sales funnels are a fundamental part of any planning model. And the fundamentals of sales really are based upon where different people are in the different sales cycles. So it's not just you walk up to someone and say, hey, you want to buy my stuff? And they say, yeah, absolutely. Instead, you have people who have never heard of your product or brand. You have people who may have heard of it, but hadn't really thought about it, how it might apply to their needs, etc. And so you really have to kind of work your way down through this. Now, the traditional sales funnel is known as the AIDA funnel. And AIDA stands for, in this case, attention first. So at the top of the funnel, you have to get the attention of people. And usually that's where branding starts. That's where someone who's never heard of your product before gets their first taste of it, gets a sense of what it is, what it can do for them. And then at some point over time, through repetition of that attention, through commercials and through other types of marketing, they start to become more interested in the idea of the product or brand and start to get a better sense of how it might work for them, how it might benefit them, or how it might be something that they can use in their lives. And that eventually turns into desire. So people who hadn't even heard of your stuff several weeks ago now have interest in it. Now they have a strong desire to do something and have that as being part of their life. Now, why don't they just run right out and do it? Well, it could be that it's not timely, they don't have the money right now, whatever it is. There are reasons why people don't buy right away. And eventually at the bottom of the funnel, we have action. That's when they finally make that purchase or they do something that the vendor wants them to do and counts as a sale. Now, the other reason it's called a funnel is because it's funnel shaped. And the reason it's funnel shaped is because the expectation is that because a larger group of people is going to go into the top of the funnel, the people who are going to get attention, but fewer of those people are going to show interest, and even fewer are going to show desire, and even fewer are going to take action. So if you have 1 million people that jump in the top, and then maybe you have 750,000 have interest, and then 500,000 have desire, then you might get down to 250,000 people who take action in that kind of way. Now, the interesting thing about this model in particular is that it really doesn't necessarily have to do just with sales and selling anymore. The world has changed pretty dramatically. Let me look at it from a completely different standpoint for a moment and think about the different types of people we're reaching through each one of these stages of the funnel. So for example, if I say, okay, I'm giving attention, what does that mean? Well, we refer to the people that we want to grab attention with as suspects. Now, it's not a negative connotation. It's just these are anybody we think who might want to buy. Okay, so it's a poorly targeted audience perhaps, but it's people that we think might want to buy something along the way. And then when we get to the point of having interest, then these are prospects. Those people have become someone who we can clarify has an understanding of at least what the product is and has shown an interest in it. And then when we get to the point where we have people who are showing desires, we call those leads. Those are people we really think are going to buy because they already know what the product is. They've already expressed an interest and maybe some sort of an intention. They just haven't pulled the trigger yet. And for people who do pull the trigger, well, we call them customers. Now, what's interesting about this when we look at customers specifically is that customers really leads into a completely different type of funnel that a lot of people don't think about. Now, a lot of times we look at sales and we say, okay, I need to push these people down through the sales funnel. We have a customer. Hooray, our work here is done. But the reality is that the customer process is really only just starting the relationship. So when we look at this and say, okay, let's put the customers, all of the customers that we've acquired and put them at the top of another funnel, well, what does it look like if we start to narrow these down? What happens? Well, at the top, we might look at people who say, hey, I bought from this company and yeah, their stuff's good. I like their stuff. But that's about as far as they go. They might tell a friend, they might mention it, they might say, yeah, this is okay. But they're not necessarily, red hot, oh, yay, you should buy from this company. But there will be some that will. There will be some that say, hey, wow, this is fantastic. I love my car. I would buy this car again in a heartbeat. It is so fantastic. The support I got was great. The dealership I worked with, fantastic, whatever it is. And so they're a lot more enthusiastic about the brand than just the supporters are. But even deeper down, they're the advocates. The advocates are not only talking you up, but they're doing something about it. They're going out and say, you have to buy this car. And they're writing blog posts about this fantastic automobile and this a great experience they had, and they're letting other people know. In a lot of ways, they're out and selling other people on their experience. But there's one other challenge here from a customer standpoint that we should be aware of, and that is the non-advocate. The non-advocate is someone who's not happy. There's someone who has become a customer, but at the other end of the process, they're also doing what they can to, in essence, take away from the brand. They may be out there leaving snarky comments on blogs or sharing information with their friends saying, oh, it was a lemon, I hated this car, the dealership was horrible, a bunch of idiots, they jerked me around, whatever it is. So we have to make sure that we also are able to measure after the fact that these people are out there. We want to look for people who are saying nice things about us. And of course, doing that online through blogs and basically looking for your brand name and through tweets and anything that's out there going on. But the other thing is you want to make sure that you have a customer service team that's always looking for the non-advocates, looking for the people who have an axe to grind. They are customers as well, but right now they don't want to be your customer and they don't want to say nice things about you. So it's the kind of thing we would need to be aware of. So in this model, we're not just looking at sales. We're also looking at how marketing has to go in there and identify what they're doing to push the sales process, but also customer service. So customer service, marketing, and sales are really all parts of the same process in a lot of ways. And so it's not these separate funnels. It's one continuous funnel that treats the different customers and the different parts of the people that it deals with slightly differently. Anyway, I wanted to just share that with you today because a lot of people don't really understand the whole process of the sales funnel and what it's for, and I thought I'd help take care of that. Anyway, this is Spider. Thank you so much for your time and attention. By the way, give us a holler if you need to. Phone number at the bottom there, or you can always send an email directly to me. It's spider@spidergram.com. Once again, thanks for your time. Talk to you soon.